Hey everyone, Super Goji here again, back with another review just for you because I like you guys a whole bunch. Today's victim is actually one from Bandai. This 3.5-inch vinyl represents Godzilla as we saw him in Godzilla vs. Biollante. Being a close tie with Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla for my favorite Heisei film, this one has loads to offer for literally any Godzilla fan. Flashy effects, a very, very upbeat and 80s soundtrack that's become a fan favorite for slappers such as and a well-rounded human cast of characters to follow throughout the movie, this one seemingly has wiggled its way into the hearts of nearly every Godzilla fan. I always found it really strange that such a unique and great sculpt was used for a small Bandai toy. Shockingly, this is one of the best 89 figures to own, and I seriously mean that, easily beating sculpts from NECA and overall being a great representation of this suit. These boxes aren't too bad. On the front, you have a good shot of the figure next to Mount Rushmore. Also forgot to mention, these are reissues of previous figures, which are pretty much the same exact thing, but they either came with a different box or possibly another figure. On the next side, you get a nice profile shot of more figures like the one you previously purchased. I mean, damn, imagine if we got that Hedorah in a movie monster series. Whew. A man can dream, you know? Flip it to the back and you get a shot of Godzilla coming out of Mount Mihara, which is actually a super nice touch. This side has shots of the figures replicating frames from the films, which is pretty cool. Shin looks just happy to be there. On the top of the box, you pretty much get the same exact art that's on the front, and wait a second. This is actually a personal preference of mine, but I always open my boxes from the bottom so that the top stays nice and flat. Okay, so the only serious complaint I have of this figure are the nails. Why the nails? Well, the damn things aren't fucking painted. That's why my only complaints with the nails. I genuinely have no idea why they would, considering the paint on the teeth, eyes, and the rest of the figure look really well done. With that being said, the sculpt is what truly sells this figure to me, as I don't typically collect a lot of the smaller scale toys from the franchise. The scales, face, and the proportions are all super solid and capture that 89 likeness excellently. Another super classy thing about this is the fact that his mouth's actually closed. A lot of Godzilla figures have their mouth open, and for me especially, it's become super stale, so it's really cool to see. Always love me some closed mouthzillas, am I right? Am I right? He has a lot of the weight and muscle that the suit had, especially on the legs here. This figure also has a good profile on both sides. Nothing looks too out of place, and it's really well rounded. The face on this guy looks fantastic. I mean, Godzilla really doesn't look too happy about his nosedive into Mount Mihara. The detailing all through the body looks really great, with each section having different shapes of scales that really adds a lot to the overall presentation this figure has. It looks really nice. The paint on the toenails has a nice gradient effect that should have also gone on the claws. Nothing bad to say about the lower half here. Everything pretty much checks out. It looks really great. Moving on to the spines, they have a darker, almost slate color to them, and I think they look really nice as well. A lot of detailing and sculpting back there that makes this figure pop just a tad more than the others. The paint ends at the tail, and you're pretty much left with just a black stick of vinyl, which is fine, the sculpting's nice enough. For articulation, you get the essentials. That's right, his arms move side to side rather than straight up and down. His legs move like so, and could go 360 if needed, but there'd be some forcing of the vinyl, which I don't recommend doing at all. You can get some fantastic poses with this guy, such as sitting down or looking for his glasses. Here he is next to a myriad of other figures. See, I like to get funky with my size comparisons, guys. I mean, come on. Who else gets this creative with their stuff? I'm telling you, I'm ahead of the game here. The first figure to get scaled with this guy is instinctually the movie monster series Biollante, the more recent one, not the older sculpt. Not exact by any means, but for two relatively cheap vinyls, these look absolutely fantastic next to each other, and they look even better in photos. I believe Alex had mentioned this on my Instagram, which you can also follow, link in the description, and it inspired me to actually make this review. He is only about 3.5 inches tall, so he's half the size of any of your standard 6-inch vinyls or figures, but he fits right in with a lot of the Gashapon stuff and overall any other smaller scale figures in your collection. Most items, such as the City Hunter up there, tower over this thing, which also means he's excellent on the shelf space because he's actually really small. If you can find this figure for a cheap price, absolutely get it. It's small, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and overall it's definitely a gem in the sea of really mediocre Bandai vinyls, to tell you the truth. Aside from some dumbass over at Bandai not painting those nails, this figure knocks it out of the park for pretty much any collector, and I couldn't recommend it anymore. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoy reviews like these, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more Godzilla content. I've recently been tagged to do a video from some wannabe robot, and after I'm done with that, I've got something much larger planned, so stay tuned everyone for that, and I'll see you guys next time.